I'm taking some deep breaths here because I'm not sure how all this is going to go. Oh, this is going to go well. It's going to be a swell class today. Swell, because we're going to do all sorts of new things. Oh, yes. Everybody's getting so excited about this. Welcome. Welcome. Well, let me slow down. Welcome, Monday morning. It is time for functional fitness. Let's start out with these little shoulder circles. And while we're doing that, I can let you know that I'm Ron, because that's what I'm supposed to do every class. To remind you that that's my name in case you forgot it. Get a little bigger with those circles. Nice and easy. I've also got my legs going. You can too. Try this at home. This you can do at home. And bigger. And bigger. Let's go the opposite direction. Again, start out slow as always. Do what's right for your shoulders, for your arms, for your body. This fly is going to be in my face the entire time, I think. And around. And around. Getting smaller, 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 and we're good. Step out to the side, bring it back in. Everything's pointed forward. We always want to have that alignment, knee toe. Hips, shoulders, face pointing right out front. Tap out and out. Arm out with it. So as the leg goes out, arm goes out, bring it back. Push and rotate. Tap the toe and out. Bring it in and out. We're going to go to cross-body overhead. So as you step out with that right leg, push the right hand out over the left side, or vice versa, and other side up. Getting those shoulders warmed up. I always like to start there. Get the legs and hips going at the same time. Up, and then take it right straight across. I think it's because my shoulders get really sore, and I need to warm them up. They get super stiff in the morning. And around, roll that shoulder girdle, and around. Feel the upper back stretching out as well at this point. Chest on that back arm. Push, we're going to go down this time. So step out, push down, opposite side. Takes that hand, rotate it. Working those shoulders in all directions here. And down, and down. Couple more. And tap out, bring it back to center. Feet. Wide set, a little wider than shoulder width apart, coming right straight down. Start right here. Very shallow. Hands on the thighs, shoulder blades back, chest is out. Right there. Roll the hips. And up. Again, butt back. Take it down. Roll. And up. We're going to take it down just a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper now. Get a little bit softer now. Take it down. Rolling up. I feel like I'm at a wedding. What's one of those wedding songs? There used to be back in the day when I would go. And get it down just a little bit deeper. Keep the shoulder blades back. Arms out to the sides. Right here, roll the palms forward. And then bring the hands up overhead as you push up to the ball of the foot to the heel. And back down, doing that arm sweep out to the side with the butt back. And up overhead again. Push it up. Feel the shoulders stretching out. Glutes, hamstrings, and quadriceps, that whole upper leg into the butt. One more time. Up and over to the top. We're going to come down on one side into a side lunge. Knee over the ankle. Push the butt right straight back. And roll and push up. Over there. The other side now. And down. Stretches on the inner thigh. Butt's right straight back. Knee stays over the ankle. Shoulders stay square to the floor. You're looking right straight down. Up. Arms out to the side again. We're not done stretching out the shoulders. Out wide. Rotate the hand. Push the butt back. Don't follow it out. Don't let that knee go past the ankle. Up and back overhead. Not that I want to tell you what to do. It's not that. I'm just giving you suggestions to keep you safe. Out. Knee goes out to the side. You're putting a lot of strain on the inside of the knee. Back up. See, I have your best interest at heart. Roll the hands. Up. And back up. One more time, other side. Down. Rotate. And back up. Remember that hip hinge? We're going to do it one more time. We're going to put a windmill into this. bringing the shoulders around, reaching down toward that opposite toe, toward the toe, not touching it. Don't bend the back as you're going down. This is a rotation through the spine, pushing the butt right straight back, keeping that spine straight. As you make that rotation, spine, one thing at a time, rotation only. Don't bend it too. Up. One more time each side. Down. And up. Last one. Reach. Bring it back up. Arms down. Shake that out. Skater. Bring the foot around. Hips stay forward. So pick that foot up. Toe, leg comes around to the back of the other one. And back again. Hips do not turn to the side. We want to work those hip joints. Get them loosened up a little bit. Get some rotation through them and around. And while we're doing it, we can get the shoulders again and the chest and the upper back. Elbows as far back as you can go. Hands come across the front. Alternating which one's on top. And around. And around. Bring it back to center. Get those hips a little more. Foot up. And around in a monster walk. Up. And around. So pick that foot up. Roll it to the front. How high your foot comes doesn't matter. What you want is that rotation through the hip. Getting it warmed up. Get the juices flowing in there. Get the muscles stretched out just a little bit. A little flexibility in there. A little warmth. And then take it back to front. Step it up. And roll it out. Around. Whoo. And back up. Around. And back. We're also getting balance here. As we're staying on that stationary leg with a little bend in the knee. Ball of the foot to the heel on the floor. Around and back. Whew. All right. Forward lunge. Step it out. Bring it back. Other side. And back in. Just concentrate on this right now. Step forward on the heel to the ball of the foot. Right down the middle. Heel comes up first. Off the heel. Using that back leg to hold you up as you swing that front leg back. Up and in. Opposite arm, opposite leg. On all these moves, any of the lunges, always try to get opposite arm, opposite leg working together to promote balance. And back, out, and back. Reach the arms up front. Stretch it. Shoulders forward. And we're going to do a rotation from here. Just bring it around. Knees, hips, stay right out in front of you. Rolling that shoulder girdle. Stays in a straight line as it comes around. Rotation happens through the middle of the back only. That's the only place there's rotation. In your back. Step out. Arms out. Roll the shoulders and rotate. So if you try turning, if that knee comes out, you're trying to turn through the hips, there's no joint down there that rotates. And bring it back. That's just stretching muscles. And bring it back in again. Reverse lunge, step, and up. So this is where I have problems with that opposite arm, opposite leg. Back, and up. So I'm going backwards now. That's pretty complicated for me. Step back, bring it up, back, and up. Reverse lunge, hold right there. Split squat, right down the middle. Knee stays over the ankle on the front leg. Glutes get squeezed on this one. Hamstrings and glutes on that back leg. Roll the hip, drive up through the ball of the foot, and then to the other side. Step it back. Down, roll the hip. Feel all the muscles working through the hips, through the upper leg, front to back, through the thighs, back thigh. Reach, roll, and lift. Back, down, squeeze it. Lift that back leg up and back up. 2 more times. Down and up. Other side. And up. Step it back. Stay right here. Stay right there. Up over the top. Going over that front leg. Doing a side bend. Reach over. Ear on the inside of the upper arm, making sure that you have the torso straight. So first thing I did on that one was lean forward with my shoulders down, hunching. I need to be up here, keeping that spine straight as I come down on the side and bring it back. Other side, back. Up and over. Over the top. And bring it back in again. Step back on the other side one more time. We're going to go to a reverse. And this time, front leg, opposite arm, rotate as you come around. So you're bringing that arm up, Shoulders rotate, reaching over at the same time. Really important on this one. If you do this one, don't let yourself bend forward. Because now you're rotating, you're bending, you're doing all sorts of things at spine at one time. You just want that rotation, reaching back, and bringing it in. Other side. Step back, arm up, rotate the shoulder girdle, reaching back behind you just a little bit, and coming back to center. With that, high knee, last thing we're doing. High knee, take the hands, push up overhead, drive it up, turn the hands, pull it back down. Up, leg goes up, arms go up, push, 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 push. Finding your balance on that single leg, or coming really close to finding it. Roll it, and bring it back down again. Other side up, drive, roll, push down, pull down, up, and bring it back down. Grab water. It's time to have a drink. Have a drink on me. And then we're going to go to weights. This is going to be fun. I mean, I always say that, this is going to be fun. I always say that. This one, going to be really fun. This time I really mean it. I mean it all the time, but this time it's like all in caps with exclamation points at the end. Fun! That kind of thing. There are going to be some combo moves in here. It's going to test my brain. All right. Here we go. Starting out, if you're ready. Shoulders back. We're going to go into a squat. Let's get a neutral position first. Weight from ball of the foot to the heel. Little bend in the knees. Shoulder blades back. Chest is out. Here we go. Shoulders aren't exaggerated. They don't go all the way back. They just stop right underneath the ears. We're going to go down in that squat. Knees come over the laces of the shoes while the butt goes back. And push up to the heels to come back up. So it's down. Remember, lower legs, torso should be in about the same plane as you're going down and back up. So letting that hip hinge happen, but pushing the butt back, knees come forward over the laces of the shoes. Don't go beyond that. Another thing to really watch on these is making sure that the knees don't come in together or flare out to the side. It's a real problem if you've got weak muscles around the knees and in the legs. That's going to be an issue. Strengthen them up by holding them, making sure you're conscious that the knees are over the feet, over the ankles, right straight up into the hips. And up. Take it down. We're going to stop at the bottom. 4-count pulse. So get down as deep as you can where you can still keep those shoulder blades back, chest out. We're just going to do a 1 and up. 2, take your time. Don't bounce at the bottom or top. 3, push. Last one, down and up. You should be able to feel that in the quadriceps. Front of those thighs should be burning by the time you come up. Down as far as you can go. Very slowly push up. If you're looking down at the floor, you're too deep. You've got to get those hips in, driving yourself upright. 1, down, 2, 3, and 4, and push up. One more time. Just one more time. This is hard. Down, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and bring it back up. Check that out just a little bit. Again, you should really feel the front of those thighs having to work on that one. Here's where it really gets engaged is when you bring that hip underneath. Instead of being way out here and pushing up and using the back, you're rolling underneath and then using the big muscles in the legs to get you up, which is how you should be lifting. All right, hammer curls, palms facing each other. Arms on the side. Again, start with your basic neutral position. Heels, knees bent, hips, shoulders, ears all in alignment, stacking those joints up, not putting any stress on any one part of one joint. With the palms in, we're going to bring the hands up front, into about 3/4 of the way up, and back down again. This is supposed to be alternating though, so let's do that. Up, and up. One at a time. Take your time. One goes up, one goes down. They meet about in the middle there, and then back. Remember, don't go all the way up, don't go all the way down, and don't let the elbows go back behind the torso. Get as much work into those biceps. Make the biceps in the front of the shoulders do all the work to hold the weight out front. Up and up. So I have a fly on my forehead. It's kind of flipping around. And I'm really afraid sometimes I'm going to take my hand and think I'm going to hit the fly and then use the weight. Up. I worry about things like that. Keeps me up at night. Up. Biceps, front of the upper arms where we're working here. Up. And up. A couple more times. And you're there. Arms down at the side. Combo move. We're going to go into that squat. So start out, neutral position. Make sure the feet are hip width apart on this one. You can go down with the arms at the sides. Weights in the heels. Shoulders are up. And we're going to go into that pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then come up out of the squat. Just going down. I forgot to pulse the hips. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and push up. A couple more times. Down. Start the curls. 1, 2, 3. Moving the hips at the same time, getting those legs to straighten out. And there you are at the top. One more time. Down to that pulse. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And bring it up. Again. Quadriceps, biceps, front of the shoulders, and the glutes. All kinds of work being done there. And not realizing it, by keeping the knees over the ankles, you're working the muscles on the inside and outside of the leg to hold that stability. When you keep a muscle tightened to hold a joint in place, you are actually working it, even though it's not a part of the movement. Next, lateral lunges. Out wide, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Got them there? Toes forward. So we're going to push butt back, but we're going to do a side lunge. We did in warm-ups, pushing the butt back. Arms come down to the knee. You want that butt back as far as you can get it, really driving those hips back, and then taking from the ball of the foot to the heel on that front foot or on that lead leg and pushing yourself back up again. Staying on that one side, let's do that again. Down and back up. So get a feel for that side first. Butt back, shoulder square to the floor. Make sure you're not turning out to the side. And back up. Again, if you close your eyes when you do this, if you start turning at all, you'll feel it. So make sure your shoulders are pointing right toward the floor. And back up. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. Down. And back up. Get a feel for this. Knee stays over the ankle. Shoulders square to the floor. Weight stop at the knee. And come back up. Back down. All the work should be in the back part of the leg. That glute fold between the butt and the back of the upper leg. Back of the thigh. Down. Last one. And up. So that's one way of doing it. There's another way we can do it. Bringing the feet hip width apart. Do the same thing, except we're going to make a dynamic move instead of a stationary move. We're keeping the legs wide. We're going to step out wide and now push the butt back, looking straight to the floor. And the reason I like to start with that hip hinge first, the stationary one, is because we have this tendency when we step out to also let the body go out to the side. Think about what we did when we were stationary. Butt back, shoulders to the floor, push the butt back, coming up to the middle and in. Take it slow. Going to the other side. Foot comes up and out. As you're bringing that leg out, you're starting that hip hinge. Arm on either side of the knee, pushing up through the heel, coming up and back to center. Other side. Take your time with this move. Find your balance on that single leg. It's really tough when you're holding weights like this and you're doing a sideways move at the same time. Other side up, out, ball of the foot. Make sure the toes are forward. Shoulders square to the floor and push up. Other side over there. Out and back in. Let's go to the shoulders. The outside of the shoulders. Little bend, not a little bend, 90-degree bend in the elbow. Right there, alternating up and up. This is an arc. Couple things you need to be sure of on this one is shoulder blades stay back, so you keep the front of those shoulder sockets open, not pinching that joint. Up and back down. No shoulder shrugs. Don't. It's not lifting that arm up and moving the whole body to the side. It is only using that muscle on the outside of the shoulder to lift that elbow up in an arc and back down, up and back down. Alternate with them. Alternate with me. Up. Elbow stays at 90 through this whole thing. Up and in, out, and in one more time. Last one right here. Bring it up and bring it back in again. Roll the shoulders out a little bit. You see how those go together, right? See that? We're going to step out to the side, do a side raise. So it's out, hip hinge, arm up, elbow bent at 90, and then coming back in again to center and down. Step out. As you're going into that hip hinge, looking right straight at the floor, bring that elbow out to the side. Don't let yourself twist. Don't let the head go down. And don't let the shoulder roll forward. This is kind of a rotator cuff thing where you got out. And you're kind of doing this roll up, this external rotation as you get to the bottom. Arm out, up, back in and down, out. Knees over the ankle, lift that elbow. So again, working the hamstrings, working the glutes, out, shoulders on this one, push back up and in. Notice your arms have been bent at 90 the entire time. We are working the biceps, the front of the upper arms, holding that elbow at 90. Back in, one more time each side, out, elbow up, bring it in and down, other one, out, out, in, and down. One more combo and you get a break. Reverse lunges. Stepping back. That's all there is to it. Right here. Step back. Onto the ball of the foot. Hold right there. Roll the hips underneath. Lift the heel. And then put all the weight in the front leg. And just bring that back leg up front. So you're not pushing off the back leg. It's not whee and drive yourself forward. It's making that front leg do the work. All those big muscles through the leg. Up and lift. So you're forcing that balance, working those glutes, working those hips to hold you steady over that stationary leg and back. Down. Push up and in. Back. Roll it and bring it up. Couple more. Push up. Last one. Down and up. Taking that step back again. One side only. Hold in the split squat position. Knee over the front ankle. We're going to go down using that hip hinge we used in the last exercise. Yes, weights on either side of the leg. Pushing up and bringing it in. So you're doing that reverse lunge, except now you're hinging at the hip, pushing the butt back, and then drive through that upper foot or that front foot and just lift that back leg up. Back. Hip hinge. So it becomes a really smooth move. You step back, you hip hinge pushing the butt back, and then you drive through that front heel to standing, feeling all the muscles working that back chain. Down, keep the shoulder blades back, push, and up. So that smooth move becomes, as you're stepping back, you're going into that hip hinge already, pushing the butt back, and then pushing through the front leg to bring it in, stepping back, beginning the hip hinge. Don't go any lower than the knee. You want the butt to go out farther, feeling the stretch through the back of the thighs, and then stepping back up again. All right, next we're going to do something. Going into a bent over position, so skier stance we call this. Butt back, shoulder blades back, chest is out. So just start with that. Just get yourself in that skier position. Knees come forward a little bit. It's really important, though, that those shoulder blades stay back. If you're down here and your shoulders start to roll to the floor, you're going to hurt your back. You're going to. It's inevitable. Eventually. Maybe not today. Elbows back as far as you can get them. extend, and back in. Let's alternate. Let's alternate. Right and in, left and in. Most important thing, shoulder blades back, chest out. Prevent injury. Don't hurt the back. Out, in. Using the core muscles as well as the hamstrings and glutes to hold you in this position. Those shoulder blades are back, using those muscles between the shoulders. Then we got those muscles in the back of the upper arm, the triceps that we're using. Out and in, out. Bring it in. A couple more. Take it out. Bring it back. Other side, one more time. And down. Remember, when we do, now that we're done with it, when we do the triceps kickbacks anytime, it's not out and back in again and swinging them. It is keeping those elbows back, stopping kind of right before they get parallel with the ground. So you always have tension on those muscles in the back of the upper arms. Stop at the top. Don't lock the elbow up. We're going to be doing them again, so those instructions are still relevant. All right. Here we go. It's going to be a step back, hip hinge, elbows back as you go down, one arm, bring it up, and back to middle. Stepping back, other side, into that hip hinge, knee stays over the ankle on the front leg, arm goes back on that side, and down. So we're really testing the core on this one, really challenging the core. Because as you step back and bring that arm back, body's going to want to twist with it. You have to work these muscles through the core to hold you in place, keeping those shoulders square to the floor, up and back. And that's what we're working for on everything, is making sure that we're always strengthening those muscles up in an aligned position so that when they get strong there, they will always go right back to that spot automatically. Back, elbow back, same side as the arm, that's back, and up, step it back, hip hinge, elbow back, and in, stepping, butt back, knee stays over the ankle, elbow goes back in a narrow row, lengthening out at the elbow, bring it back in, one more time each side, back, hip hinge, out, and in, coming up to center, and last one, back, hip hinge, elbow up back, extend, and in, like that. Okay, set the weights down. Grab a drink of water. I think I'm going to start wearing a Camelback, one of those backpacks with the water in it, with a tube, so I never have to stop. So we were doing some hiking over the weekend up in the mountains, and there was some guy who had on this vest, this weighted vest, to make it more challenging. He was younger than I was. And he's like running up there with his weighted vest on. Then there's a guy who came up afterwards. He was holding a kid on, or wearing a kid with his son on his shoulders and doing the same thing. And I'm going, now, that I've done. That one I have done. Kind of the same thing. Because think about it, when you got, just give you a second here to relax. When you've got a backpack, shoulders are back, you've got that thing strapped evenly across the sides, it's holding the shoulders back for you. You don't have to work. You put a child on your shoulders and holding him, your core has to work so much harder because you've got all that weight up over your head. So it's actually a harder workout. All right. You didn't need to know that. I was just giving you time to rest. That was all. I needed something to fill that time with. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into a squat and curl, bring it back up and down. Let's try that again 4 times. Down, curl, shoulders stay back, elbows stay pointed at the floor, drive up through the heels, bringing the hips forward and down. We're going to take these slow. Make sure that we have the form on each one. In all of these, there is going to be a hip hinge involved. So you want to make sure you're always keeping those shoulder blades back. Curl, working those muscles between the shoulder blades to hold them back. One more time. Down. Curl it. Roll the hips. Bring it up. and back down. Out to the side. Let's play with that one again. Out, elbow up on the side. As the arm is coming down, you're coming in, staying on that side. Out, curl it, push off, and come in. Out, up, in. Not pushing off too hard, and down one more time. 1, 2, 3, bringing that leg in. 4, bringing the arm down, other side. Out, up, push, and down. That's 1. Again, knees over the ankle. Back is straight. Shoulder blades are back, keeping the chest up. And in 3, shoulders are square to the floor, looking right straight down at it. Push up and in. Reverse, staying on one side 4 times. Back, out, in, and up. Stay on that side. Step back, hip hinge, elbow back, in, and that's 2. 2 more. Back, shoulders are back. Nice hip hinge going on there. And back out. One last time. Back, out, in, and down. Other side, same thing. Reverse lunge, hip hinge, narrow row to triceps extension. That's got a lot of everything in it. Like even the kitchen sink almost. Back, out, in, and up. 2 more. Step it back, hip hinge, elbow, out, and down. Last one. And we are there. So there's one more time. We're going to do each one of those. So we're going to start with the squat. Down, curl. Going to go out to the side. Bring it up. Bring it back. Then step back. Out, in, and then go to the other side. Back. Extend at the elbow. Bring it in from here. Out to the side. In, and then back to a squat. See, it all went together, the whole thing. Told you it was going to be super fun. All right, starting with the squat. Shoulders back, 1 in each position. Take it slow to start out. First time around. Down, butt back. Roll the hip. Oh, curl. Come back up. And now to the side. Step out. Elbow up. Push off. And come back in. Right straight out back. Elbows. Extend at the elbow. Bring it in. And down other side. Stepping back. Reverse. Out. In. And down. Elbow at 90 as you step out to the side. Up. In. And down to a squat. We're going to go back. Curl. Bring it up. Out. Elbow up. Elbow in. Step it back. Narrow row to triceps extension. Bring it in. Other side. Stepping back. And in. Out to the side there. Bring it up. Bend at the knee. Shoulders square to the floor. All kinds of things going on this one. Down. Roll. And come on up. Set your weights down. Whew. We got through it. I knew we would. Don't get me wrong. I mean, of course we would. There's a lot of pieces. Whole lot of moving parts to that one. All right. So we're going to stay standing because I want to work cardio a little bit, which we have. That last set we did using upper and lower body with all that movement, there's a lot more cardio in there than you would think because you're working a lot of muscle groups through all of that, especially going around and back again. We did a number of different exercises. And that really breaks that muscle down. It really gets that heart pumping. So we got some going on. Let's keep it there. Kind of a hit thing. First thing we're going to do is just out to the side. Step out. And bring it back in, other side. Out. And in. Out. Arm out to the side. Stretch it out. Don't bend that elbow again. Don't lock the elbow, but get it extended out and back. This time we're going to bring the elbow back. Bring the arm back in a sweep on this one. So you're doing a reverse fly. Squeeze it. bring it back in, out to the other side. I love this dynamic lunge. It's not as stable as when we just do the weight shift side to side, but it gets that extra, that plyometric component to it. One more time, each side. Out, back, bring it in, other side, out, back, and in. Squat. Down and up. That's easy. We did those before. Bring a knee up as you come up. Roll the hips. As you come up, lift one leg, hold, and then as you come down. So this is one of those smooth moves kind of thing. As you're coming up, that knee should be starting to come up also. So you're pushing through that opposite foot. Heel comes up, knees up. As you go down, you start bending that opposite knee. Keep those movements as smooth as possible. One, it saves a lot on that boom, down hard and back, and then bend the knee. You're giving a nice soft landing to all the joints when you do that. Plus, you're much more stable when you're in control like this. And back down, up, opposite arm, opposite leg, whoo, and down. Foot doesn't have to come up that high. Remember, you can always just tap the toe, then bring it up off the floor. And then back down, other side up. And back down, up. Pushing off too hard. Teaching my brain what to do so it doesn't push me over. And down, last one, up. And back down, up to standing. Start out with just bringing the legs out to the side. So we're going to lift and bring it in. Full stop, stay on that side. Out. In and down. Get your balance right here. Come to a full stop. Don't just kick out and bring it back in again. Nothing to that. You're not using the core at all on that. It's up. Feel the muscles working around the hips and back in. So feel the difference. Just kick the leg out and bring it back in again a couple times. And then slowly bring it up, keeping that foot flat on the floor. Feel the muscles all the way up the leg from the ankle all the way up to the hips. Out and back in. If you want to help you with your balance as you bring that leg up, bring the arms out to the side. And down. Some people find that that's easier for them when they have those arms out because you're contracting that core. And when you contract that core, that holds your body steady over that single leg. Where if you just have the legs or the arms down at the side, you have a tendency to lean out. So if you want, bring it out. And back in. Out. And back in. Down, up, leg out to the side. Same thing as we did when we brought the knee up. So into that squat, as you're coming up, you're starting to bring that foot up so that it's out to the side when you hit the top. And back down. Remember, when you get to the top, don't lock that stationary leg knee out. Up. And back down. Up. Out. Down. Other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg for balance. Get that foot way out there. You got something out here to kind of act as a counterbalance for it. Up and out. And down. Up again. Toe if you need it. And then bring the toe up. And then come in one more time each side. Up. And back down. Other side. Up. And back down. Put it together. We go down. Knee up. Down. Out. Other leg. Knee up. Back down in that squat, out to the side, and in. So you're changing directions. You're going from forward to sideways. So what your body has to do, what your brain has to do is adjust to where the weight is, where the lever length is. Starting again, left leg, bring it up. Right straight up in front, knee up, down, and to the side. Other side, knee up, and back down, out to the side. And then, so where you can go with that, you can challenge yourself a little more by going down, leg out front, down, leg out to the side, and bring it back, and then do that around. It's a little harder because now you've got weight way out from your body. You know what's going on. All right, next, what are we going to do? Reverse lunge, right here. Out, 4 count split. So we're going into that reverse lunge. On the ball of the feet, we're doing that 4 count, that split squat we did at the beginning. Working the muscles in the glutes and in the hamstrings. 3, 4. You're also going to feel the calf muscles working. Bringing that heel up. 1, 2, squeezing those lower abs, bringing the hip forward. And 4, bring it up. Other side out. 1, notice how these are going right together. 3 and 4 with very little breaks. Back. Need my camel back now. 2, 3, 4. One more time each side. Step back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make this a little more challenging by going down deeper. 1, 2, 3. And then you can also come up and bring that knee up as you do that out of those as well. Up to you. We're going to put a little more balance into this. Step it back. We're going to do that 4-count pulse. Right here, get here first. And that split squat. Bring that back foot off. 1, 2. Feel all the extra work that stationary leg is now having to pick up on. These quadriceps should be burning when you come up. Hold. All the weight is in the heel of that front foot. Other side. 4-count pulse. 1, 2. Take your time. 3, 4. Step it up. Back. 1, 2. Core is working to keep you over the stationary leg. Hips are working hard. Quads are working. 4. Step it back. 1, 2. Hold for a count on when you're up there. And bring it up. And 4. One more exercise and we'll go to the floor. Feet out. 45-degree angles. Right here, hands behind the head. We're going to go down in a plie squat. Coming up. Stop at the top. Don't lock the legs out. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Rotate through the shoulders. In, down. So it's butt out like you're going to sit down in that plie squat. Roll the hips. Come up. Get to the top. Get your spine in neutral. Rotate through the shoulder only. Shoulder girdle only. And back up. Down. Roll the hips. Come up. And again, see if you can put those two together in a smooth move. We're coming down, but back. As you're coming up, roll those shoulder blades back and start rotating with the feet flat on the floor. Never give there. You want to feel total surface contact between the foot and the floor. If it comes up at all, you're probably rolling the shoulders, twisting the hips. You don't want to do that. Down and up. Down and up. Into a wide squat. We're going to do that one more time. But this time, making it just a little more fun. Up, rotate, and back down, up. Rotate the shoulders, knee comes up. So it's not, please do not bring the shoulders down trying to get that elbow to the knee. It's a rotation through the shoulder girdle, and it's the hips across. And back, down, and up. What you want to feel, the thing you're concentrating on, that stationary leg, feeling the floor, flat underneath the foot, and back down, up, rotate, and back down. Again, controlling the move. Back's coming up. Rotation starts as you're bringing that foot up off the floor. Getting to the top, and back down, up, around, and down. All right, I got a couple floor exercises. Couple floor. Grab your mat. Full program today. A little bit of everything. Kitchen sink. That kind of thing. On your back on the floor, no weights needed. We're going to cool off while we're down here. It's not going to be hard floor exercises. I want to give you a chance to get your breath first. Arms extended up over the head. Roll the shoulders up. Deep breath in, exhale. Extend the arms out, extend the legs out. Reach as high as you can with the hands, rolling the shoulders toward the wall, sliding along the floor. And then bring it all back up over center. Grab onto the shins. Bring it up. And drop down. And stay relaxed. Feet on the floor, knees toward the ceiling. Take that lower back, roll it down to the floor. And bring it up. Remember, you can always roll the mat up so that it's under the small of your back. Give you a little more support if you can't get that lower back all the way to the floor, which a lot of people can't. Down. Not everybody's physiology is the same. Back up. Take it down. You're like snowflakes. No two are identical. That's true. Feet out. Do it again. You got to push a little harder here to squeeze those lower abs just a little bit harder. Bring that hip up and back down. One more time. Up. So remember, what you want to feel is the weight evenly distributed from outside to outside of the torso. Not twisting. Everything is secure, stabilized, and bring it back up. Feet on the floor. We're going to start out with extend the left leg out. So the right foot's on the floor, knee toward the ceiling in that crook position. Extend the left leg. Check the lower back. So the first thing that's going to happen is when you pick that foot up off the floor, you're going to turn in that direction. The hips are going to roll. You've got to stabilize that back. Make sure you've got good solid containment. And then extend the leg out and bring it back in again, concentrating on the lower abs. You don't want to feel any movement through those hips. Out. And this is what you should be looking for anytime we do floor exercises, is for most exercises, you want that back really stabilized, using the floor to help you. But to get the floor to help you, you need to squeeze those lower abs. Out and back one more time. Pick the left foot up, extend at the knee, bring it back, and set it down. Other side, same thing. So start out, lower back on the floor, extend that right leg out, bring it back in and down. The heel is just gliding right above the floor and back in. You're working those hip flexors and those lower abs a lot harder when you keep that leg low. And bring it up. Again, concentrate on the lower back. Really just close your eyes. Picture the lower back in your mind. Make sure that you don't feel anything moving back there. And in one more time. Up. Out. In and down. Going back to the left leg, we're going to go back to that tuck again, or to that extension. I gave away where we're going. Out, and then we're going to come into a tuck. Squeeze. Lower abs. You squeeze those lower abs, bringing the hip up off the floor, the tailbone up off the floor, and then drop back down. So I'm going to the opposite side, alternating. Left leg. Extend out at the knee. Bring it back in, tuck, and back down. We're going to change that up again. Not big. So we're going to start out with the tuck. Bring the leg up, foot up off the floor into a tuck. Bring that left knee toward the torso. Extend out at the hip, at the knee. Bring it back in a tuck. Squeeze, and set it down. A little more work for those lower abs. Tuck it in. Tighten it up, bring that tailbone up off the floor, then set it right back down, holding steady as you extend the right leg out. Back in a tuck one more time. And down one more time each side, going to that left leg, bring it up, tucking the knee, keeping that lower back straight on the floor, flat on the floor. Bring the knee back in, tuck and down, going back to the right side. Knee up, in a tuck. Extension out, back's flat, heel slide all the way back in, into that tuck, and then back down again. All right, a little more for that. We're going to take the left leg, extend it out, a little bend in the knee. What I'd like you to do is put the hands out to the side so you're in a cross position, arms out to the side, perpendicular to the torso. With that bend in the knee, that toe out, concentrate on the lower back. Little tiny circles to start out. So we're going to bring that left leg up, and we're going to roll it just a little bit with that lower back on the floor. So you can't take very big swings out to the side because those hips are going to roll. So concentrate on keeping that lower back tight on the floor. So you've added a whole lot more challenge by bringing that leg out to the side, away from the body, because the body wants to follow it. Hips want to follow it. Don't go any bigger than you're able to hold that lower back on the floor. Keep breathing through this. And down. Hip flexors, lower abs. You should feel this right in the front of the hips, and then the lower abs going up into the up to the belly button. All right. Find your back on the floor, left foot on the floor, left leg or right leg extended, little circles. Again, concentrate on that lower back. Close your eyes. Make sure that you're not moving the lower spine or the hips. And the way to do that is keep that rotation really small. If you're having problems with it, bend the knee more and then do the rotation. Think about rotating the knee, not the foot. So you really get into that hip joint. Around and bring it down. Keeping the feet up. Just hang for a second. So feet on the floor. We're in that crook position. I want the feet just a little bit apart if you can. Keeping the knees, ankles, and hips in alignment. So what I don't want to have happen here is the knees collapse or flare out to the side. You want to keep that strength, that muscle all the way, both sides of the legs, all through the legs, to keep those knees right where they are, strengthening up the knees, strengthening up the hips. And we're just going to reach through, bringing the shoulders up just like a crunch, and back down. So it's a reach through. Legs are up. They're a little bit apart, a little wider than shoulder width apart. Feet are flat on the floor. Squeeze the lower abs, pushing the back on the floor. That brings those shoulders up. Exhale. And back down again. Up. Reaching through the middle. Squeeze. And back down nice and slow. Two more. Up. And back down. Last one. Last one. Up. And back down. Leave the legs where they are. We're going to reach to the outside of the left leg this time. So same thing we just did. Curl, crunch, tighten up those lower abs. Bring the shoulders up off the floor in a curl, in a crunch. Shoulders square to the floor. And then roll to the outside of that left leg. Shoulders only. You are concentrating so hard on making sure that the hips don't roll. That's why you've got that nice wide stance with the legs. Keeping them out wide is going to help protect you from rolling the hips. You can use the legs to protect you a little bit. If you don't have any problems with this, if you're not having any problems whatsoever with rolling just the shoulders and not the hips, walk the feet in a little closer. Put more of the ownership on the ab muscles to control that side-to-side roll. Down, up, outside. We're alternating sides. I'm sorry. I didn't say that. Left to right. And bring it back. Shoulders up in a crunch. Hands come down. Shoulder girdle turns over to that left side. Bring it back down. And now up in a crunch. Out to the right side. Shoulder girdle only, not the hips. And bring it back down. So we do all three of those. We're going to start out reaching over the left or the outside of the left leg. Crunch. Roll the shoulders. Lift left. As you come back down, don't let the shoulders hit the floor. Stay right there. Pull it up. Reach between the legs. And back down. And then we go to the right side. Crunch. And back. So what you're preventing against is just putting that head back on the floor and letting the body rest for a second. You're keeping those core muscles engaged the entire time. Stop. Out to the left. Squeeze the core. Exhale every time you do that. And concentrate on the hips. Up. If your neck is getting sore, put your hands behind the head, cup the fingers, holding it, and still do that rotation. And back. But just so don't push the chin down to the chest. Chin's still going up towards the ceiling. It's just the head is resting in the hands now. Up. Squeeze. And back. I get more out of, especially on the obliques, when I put the hands out and I can roll those shoulder blades down toward the hips. Bring it in. Middle. And back. Other side out. Rotate. And back. So what you can do with this one is, and to get upper, lower, and those obliques all at the same time, all the muscles through the abs, what you can do is bring the leg up and squeeze it. So you bring that knee up in that tuck, reach it to the outside, bring it back to the middle, go to the center, bring both knees up into a suitcase crunch, and back down, and then out to the other side. Up and back. One leg on the floor, two leg on the floor. All kinds of modifications you can make with that, but the beauty, we're going to sit up. The beauty of that is you can hit your lower abs, your upper abs, and these obliques on the side all in one exercise. And as you'll notice as we do our exercise, especially with core, I'm always looking for ways to try to get so you only have to do one exercise to get all the muscles through the core. So you can just do that 2-3 times. And you hit all the muscles that you need to. You can do that every day. Max 5 minutes. All right, shoulders back, knee up. Arm out to the outside of that opposite leg. Roll the shoulders around. And core exercises are absolutely crucial to maintaining alignment. Other side. Keeping you balanced. Makes walking easier. Takes pains out of the back. Deep breath in. So stretching out the hamstrings, super important too. Those are two. If you've got back pains, those are two things you can do that really help. Up we go. 4 components. 4 in, 4 done. For goodness sakes. For gosh sakes. Oh, for gosh sakes. Who used to say, oh, for corn's sakes? It's an old cartoon. All right, Howie Mandel. You ready? Butt back, knees over the ankle. Just push the butt back. Stretching out the hamstrings, stretching out the glutes. We worked them a lot. Just put the hands on the thighs. There's no reason to get carried away here. Roll the shoulders back. What you're trying to prevent against here more than anything is just letting your back go towards the shoulders go to the floor. Sit back into it. Pushing off the thighs, bring yourself back up again. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. So this is a great way to get up if you're sitting down, whether it be the floor, whether it be a chair. If you don't have arms on the chairs, or you're in the couch in the middle where there are no sides, just push up through the heels, push up through the thighs, and bring yourself to standing. Don't struggle with shoulders down, kind of rolling and trying to get up at the same time. Alignment, always, always, always. Out wide, hand on the thigh, butt back. And bring it up to the middle. That feels so good. This one feels really good after what we did. Back. And bring it back up again. Arms up overhead. You know this one. Fingers intertwined, palms up. Knees bent. Roll the shoulder blades back. Get yourself in alignment right here because we're going to come down on the side. We want just a side bend. Deep breath in, stretching out the rib cage, the muscles in the ribs. There we go, the other side. Down. Deep breath in, bring it back up to the top. Arms down, just reach across. Roll the shoulders. This is important on this one, that as you come across that back shoulder girdle stays straight, reaching across, and bring it back in, same to the other side. We don't get a whole lot out of just reaching the arm across and not turning the torso. You get so much more stretching out the chest on that opposite side. Shoulder blade on the front side. And bring it back. Working that middle of the back. That thoracic spine needs rotation. This is doing it. Out. And in. Out. And back in. Shake that out. Down to squat. Butt back. Arms down. Roll. Roll them. Up you come. Arms up over the top. Deep breath in, force the stomach out. Lungs open up. Exhale. 2 more. Up. Pushing through the heels. Always, always practice that hip hinge. Deep breath in. Anytime you bend over, really be conscious of the hip hinge. Exhale. We're going to do this one more time. Bring it up overhead. Shoulder blades are back. Deep breath in through the nose. Getting it deep into the lungs, forcing the stomach out. Feeling the lungs open up for the first time today, maybe. They are for me. And exhale, bring it down. And we are done. Thank you guys for being here. As always, I really, truly do appreciate it. I will see you again the next class. Thank you. Thank you.